Star Trek is a science fiction film and is directed by J.J. Abrams. Before I continue, I was going to say that before I saw this film, I was never the biggest fan of Star Trek. Like, I had respect for it and I was aware of what it was. Like, I know who Kirk is, I know who Spock is, and I'm aware of what this means. But before this film, I just wasn't the biggest fan. Because I was one of those people who were more into Star Wars than Star Trek. However, after seeing this film won me over. For those who don't know, Star Trek was originally a TV show that aired back in the 60s. And since the 60s, Star Trek has become one of the biggest franchises in the world. Not only was this film a nostalgic trip for old fans, but also a nice introduction for new fans as well. And for me, this is the movie that made me a fan of Star Trek. Not only is this the best Star Trek story in any of the Star Trek movies, the visual effects are the best of any science fiction film, the characters are the most engaging and compelling characters of any sci-fi film, but this film is also a nice viewing for two different types of filmgoers. For those who want to see a fun film, and for those who want to see a film that delivers art, this film delivers in both areas. Now, this film does have flaws, like the main villain, like at some points in the film, yells for no reason, much like a lot of villains nowadays. There are also some awkward moments as well, and for some reason, Tyler Perry's in the film. Like, how did that happen? And one of the hugest things in this film that annoys me is the plot holes. There are quite a few plot holes that did bother me. However, much like my review of X-Men Apocalypse, this film has too many good moments for the bad moments to outshine the good moments. Overall, if you're a new fan and you want to get into the Star Trek universe, this is the perfect film to start with. This film will not only satisfy you as a sci-fi film fan, but also a Star Trek fan and a film fan. And one more thing I must add, this is the best music I've ever heard in a sci-fi film. As there were many points in this film where this music just felt triumphant at times. Like, the music in this film is almost pitch perfect. It's almost on the level of a John Williams score. Like, the music is just that good. And once again, the story is good, the characters are great, the visual effects are amazing, and while this film does have flaws, the flaws are forgivable, as this film is just a worthwhile trip and experience. And I'm going to give this film a 9.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel below. I'm NETX5, and live long and prosper.